Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to click subscribe if you want more weekly updates. In this video, we are going to see creative writing skill, story writing. Let's get into the video. Story. We are all storytellers. We all live in a network of stories. There is not a stronger connection between people than storytelling. Stories and an essential part is woven in the history of our times. Let us learn some basics about story writing. How to write an effective and interesting story. We will be focusing on the shorter format of the story and will take a look at the basic structure of the story as well as some points to keep in mind. Let's move on. Structure and format of a story. While there is no given format as such for story writing, there is a basic structure one can follow. It helps to construct a story in an understandable manner and keeps the flow of the story. Beginning. The beginning or the introduction of a story is of essential importance. This is the part where you can hook the reader and capture their attention. You must have come across some often used beginnings to stories like Once Upon a Time or A Long Time Ago. However, you can get more creative and begin your story with intrigue. Next is character introduction. Your story will depend heavily on how well you write your characters. To develop your characters, you can use dialogues as well, but you want to keep the dialogues limited in the shorter format. Also, do not include unnecessary secondary characters. Every character of the story must have a purpose. Plot. Here is where the actual narration of the story will happen. The events that occur or the description of the situation will be written in the plot. A plot must always have a conflict, which is the focus of any story. Climax or conclusion. And this is where the story will come to its logical conclusion. If there is a plot twist, this is where you will conclude it. Always end your story in an interesting manner. Also, it is not necessary to give your story a definite ending. A cliffhanger is another effective tactic. Now let's see few exercises. The first one is the lion and the mouse. Once upon a time, there lived a lion in a forest. One day, after a heavy meal, it was sleeping under a tree. After a while, there came a mouse and it started to play on the lion. Suddenly, the lion got up with anger and looked for those who disturbed its nice sleep. Then it saw the small mouse standing trembling with fear. The lion jumped on it and started to kill it. The mouse requested the lion to forgive it. The lion felt pity and left it. The mouse ran away. On another day, the lion was caught in a net by a hunter. The mouse came there and cut the net. Thus, it escaped. Thereafter, the mouse and the lion became friends. They lived happily in the forest afterwards. Let's move to the next story. The Ant and the Grasshopper. In a garden, there lived an ant and a grasshopper who were very good friends. It was springtime and the grasshopper was having a lot of fun playing, singing, dancing in the sun. But the ant was hard working. It was collecting food grains and storing them in its house. The grasshopper did not understand why the ant was doing so and said, "Hey ant, why don't you come outside and play with me?" The ant replied, "I cannot. I am storing food for winter when there won't be anything to eat." The grasshopper only laughed and, and said, "Why are you worrying now? There is plenty of food," and continued to play, while the ant worked hard. When winter came, the grasshopper did not find a single grain of food to eat. It began to starve and feel very weak. The grasshopper saw how the hard-working ant had plenty of food to eat and realized its mistake. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel for more educational videos.